Now then people, vlog time. I'm back on the bank. I haven't been on the bank now. I don't know if the camera's picking me up here. Oh. I haven't been on the bank now for, it's about 5 months, 6 months. I just haven't been very well. I haven't been very well at all, and I've had a lot of problems with me bad leg and that again. So I've packed up my decorating business and I've set up a studio at home doing photography. But anyway, enough about that. I got here last night. I'm on a lake. It's a Cemex water. I'd say it's probably about, it's quite big water. Goes all the way down here, right the way down here. You've got all the way around there. I've got this bay here to my right, and then it goes right the way up the top there. I would say that it's about 15 acres. 15 acres altogether. And I've got my friend with me, look. There she is. Sky. The fishing dog there. She's already getting territorial and barking at other dogs, like she normally does. But there's a few people on. There's a couple of lads over the far side last night, over there, and there's another couple of lads further down here. I don't know if there's anybody else, and I think there's somebody over there as well, because I'm sure I've seen a spod going out. But yeah, I just can't believe I'm back on the bank. Oh, it feels so nice. But got here last night. I got near enough all my stuff in there in one barrow full. I've got the 2-man bivvy with me, so I've got plenty of room. But I haven't dragged everything with me this time. I've tried to just cut down on everything, so I've only got my little stove and that with me. But right, as far as where I'm fishing, I got the marker and rod out earlier on. I was watching last night. It was too dark for me to set up last night, so I just got my stuff out and waited till this morning. But last night the wind was blowing, and all along here you could see it looked like there was a bar all the way along here. It goes right the way up there, because you could just tell the way the wind was blowing. That bit was clear, like I say, all the way along there. So I've been watching. I haven't really seen anything, apart from I've heard a couple of little splashes down here. I thought there was fish at carp. I don't know if it was carp or if it's the birds. So what I've done is I've put an handful of baits, boilers, 15mm squid and spice boilers, just dotted around. I haven't put a rod on it. I've just put them down there just to see if I can hear anything again or see anything again. And if I do, then a rod will go down there. Or even tomorrow I'll put a rod down there. Or even tonight, I don't know yet. But I've got the marker out here, and it's a couple of foot deep here. It goes to about 4 foot, and then it just drops. You're looking, it's 20 foot deep all along here. All the same, all the way around. And then you go out to about 73 yards. I'm about 73 yards. 74 yards, something like that. And I was right, it's a bar that runs across there. I'd say that the bar's probably, the bit that I'm fishing, I'd say it's about 3 rod lengths across, I would have thought. It might even be a bit more. But it's the same when you get to the other side, it drops to like 20 foot, 21 foot. So I thought the only thing to do is get on the bar, so I've put a pop up. Let's have a look. Let's have a look over here, people. I'm fishing. There's like a bush over there, but you can't see it. I'm fishing in line with that bush, so I've got my rod straight out. And I've got one on the right here, and that's got a pop-up on it. That's on a fluorocarbon rig, Corda IQ2, and that's a D rig. And I've got a 15mm pop-up on there, a crave one, a pink one, washed out pink one, and the middle rod I've got a 'n' 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 ' and then I've got another snowman on the other rig. Sorry, these two rigs here are fluorocarbon D rigs. My pop-up rig is N-Trap soft in £20 multi-rig, and all I've done is I've split a bit of the coating off and just put a shot on it, because I'm only fishing 70 odd yards out. If I was fishing further, then I would have put a stiff hinge rig on. I was going to put a chod on, but no, I didn't fancy it, so just put a multi-rig on. Don't really need a chod on anyway, there don't seem to be anything out there. It all seems really clear. There is little bits of weed, but not a lot, only tiny bits, but it's just, like I say, it's a gravel pit and it's really clear. All 3 rods went down with a donk anyway, so. But the weather, it was really warm last night. Let's sit down on here a minute, because my leg, the weather, I don't know if the camera's picking me up, I'll have to stand here a minute. The weather was really warm last night, really warm, up until about 11:45, 12 o'clock, and then it started dropping then all of a sudden. Well, I went to sleep then. I woke up this morning about 5 o'clock, just as it was getting light, and you couldn't see outside here. Outside here you could only see to here. It was just thick with fog, and it's been like that right up till about 10:30 this morning, so I couldn't get my rods or sort anything out till the fog had lifted. So, but I've been listening and listening and listening, and I ain't heard anything, so not so far apart from where I thought I heard that fish down this side. So I've just had some lunch, having a cup of tea, and then I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit of bait out later on that bar. Not masses, I've just got a bit of pigeon conditioner and hemp that's been soaking. But I'll tell you more about it later, so I'm going to sign off for now anyway. And then I'll catch up with you in a bit, people. But it's so good to be back on the bank. It's just absolutely wicked, buzzing. Right, I'm going to get me drink. See you in a bit, people. bit of an update, people. I hope the camera's picking me up. I've had my rods out for, I don't know, a good few hours. It's getting on for about 3 o'clock now. I've had a few, I don't know if they're liners or if it's flies hitting the line, I'm not 100% sure. But what I've done is I've left all 3 rods out there still. I haven't touched the rods. And as you've just seen, I've just spotted, I think I've spotted about 7 spoms out. That's all. Just a mixture of pigeon conditioner, hemp and a bit of corn, and there's just the odd boilie in there, that's it. Nothing dead heavy or anything like that, just to get a bit of smell in the area really, more than anything. The pigeon conditioner and the hemp, basically normal crack with it, soaked it for 24 hours and then I put it in a pan, brought it to the boil, boiled it 15 minutes and then simmered it for about another 15 minutes, 20 minutes, then took it off, back in the tub, left it for a day. Here she is, look, fishing dog, careful, good girl. Left it for a day and then I added about half a litre of molasses to it. I like using molasses, so I do, and it's really browned everything off. Because everything that I'm using, I'm not really using anything colourful, really. Even the pink, washed out pink crave that I've got on, there's not much colour to it at all. I'm going down the route of no brightness at all. I want everything to just look dead natural. That's why I've used the pigeon conditioner and the hemp. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to all 3 rods on that bar for now. I don't think it's worth going into the deeper water that's like 20 foot, 21 foot. I think you're wasting your time. I'm just hoping that they get on that bar with the sun coming out, because the sun's come out now. And it's supposed to be out for the rest of the day today, and it's supposed to be out for the next couple of days in the day as well. So that's what I'm hoping. I can nail one off of that bar. So like I say, it's about 3 o'clock, so I've put about 7 spoms out. I was having trouble with the spom actually shutting. I think it's because of the fact it's a small particle, it was jamming it up. It's a lot better when I've got a bit of ground bait in there or vitamin, but I just don't want to go overfeeding him, you see. So all I've got in there, like I say, I've got some corn, a tiny bit of corn, and then hemp, pigeon conditioner. There's probably an handful of oil he's gone in the whole tub. So I'll run through my baits and stuff properly tomorrow and let you have a look at everything. Same as my rigs. I'm going to tie some fresh rigs up tonight anyway, and then I'll have some in my box, and then I'll just show everybody what I'm using tomorrow. It's not complicated, dead simple really. That's how I like it. Simple, strong, reliable, no messing about. That's what you need, that's what you want. Especially when you're trying to film and that as well. Plus, when we're doing photography now for a living, I'm taking pictures while I'm here and uploading them straight to Shutterstock as well while I'm here. So I'm filming this, photographing for this, and then I'm doing photographs for Shutterstock. So it's a lot to do really, as well as look after this one here and do everything else. But fuck it, at the end of the day, it's all part of the enjoyment, isn't it? So right then people, I'm going to finish this drink and I'll give you an update later on, once I've got my rods out and that. So adios in a bit. Now then people, I don't know if you can see me or not. I think you might be able to. Just a bit of an update. Trying to think there's somewhere I can fix this light. Don't think there is. I don't know if you can see me or not. It might look a bit scary, like one of them drama films. Ooh. Bit update time anyway. Never mind that nonsense. Yeah, I was fishing where I was fishing, and then I thought I noticed fish again down this right hand side, and I still hadn't got a rod on that. And then I was having my tea and that, and I was settled down, and then all of a sudden this bloke come with a couple of dogs. I didn't realise who it was at first, and then I recognised him, and it's a bloke that I know from when I've been fishing up this way before. I fished on a few of the other places on here, and he asked me where I was fishing, and I said to him, I said, all I've found out there is 20 foot of water everywhere, apart from that bit of a bar that I found out there that's 15 foot. He says, no, he says, you don't want to be there. He says, there's two spots, there's one here to the right, and there's one there to the left. He says they're not very far out. He says, and they're about 8 foot of water. I says, well, I said to him, I said, when you've gone then, I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bother getting the marker rod. I'll just get a lead up, you know, bare lead. Take my rigs off, get a bare lead on there, and do it that way. Like, I don't know if this light's working. Well, found him straight away. Well, first cast I was on, more or less on it. I think I was on the back of it, on the left hand rod, and then got it second cast. Counted the lead down, took about 6 seconds, 5.5 seconds for it to hit bottom. 3 ounce lead, so he was right. It's about 8 foot of water, 8.5 foot of water there, and it's like a patch. It's about the same size as a 2-man bivvy area or something. And the right hand rod's pretty much the same. So what I did was I clipped them up, wrapped them up on the sticks, marked them out. One's 10 wraps out, one's 9 wraps out, and then basically I just put a rig on each. One's on a pop-up, washed out pink crave pop-up. I've just heard a fish then. That was a fish, that was, I think. In fact, I'm sure it was. And then the other one's on a bottom bait. I've got a 15mm crave bottom bait, and then I've got a 10mm Nash squid and liver pop-up snowman rig. I'm using Fox size 4s, wide gate beak point, and then Corda IQ2 fluorocarbon. Milk lengths are about 6 inches. Something like that, 5-6 inches. I don't like to go too long with milk links, I do. So yeah, I got them on them spots, and I said to my other rod, I'm going to chuck down this side. I put an handful of baits in previously, if you can remember, people. I think I put about, I was saying handful, I reckon I put about 15 out baits. So I got them 2 rods out first, and I just dropped another rod just down this margin to the right, and I put a snowman on it, on fluorocarbon, and then I dropped about another 15 baits, something like that, 15 baits, 18 baits. Didn't think no more of it, and I sat there, and then I give my mate a ring, and the next thing you know, I was sat here talking to him, and just out of there, where I put my baits out, where my rig is, there was a carp boshed out. Well, it didn't bosh out, but it come out, and like, you know, it weren't one of them where they splash into the water, it just like whaled it, you know what I mean, and then back in the water, and it looked like a mirror. It was about £20. So there's definitely, I know that I'm on fish down this right hand side, or one fish anyway, for definite. And then about 5 minutes ago, on that left hand rod, on one of them spots that he told me, I thought I was in. I don't know, I reckon it was a aborted tape. Picked it up, it was running with it, I was up like that, practically out the door, and then it just stopped. So I think that's aborted tape, that is. But they're all good signs. It's showing me that the carp are over this way, in this bay. The wind's blowing in here. There's been a fly hatching here today as well. There's flies everywhere, and that's what I said to him earlier on. So it's definitely positive, more positive anyway. But it's a good job he came along when he did, because I didn't spend enough time markering up today, so it just shows you, spend more time. If you're going to have a lead about or marker about, spend more time doing it, don't be so rushed. So just shows you. But anyway, I'm waffling on and it's late now, so I'm going to get my head down. I just hope that you can, well, you can hear me anyway if you can't see me. So I'm going to finish this cup of tea and get my head down because I'm absolutely cracking. Oh, absolutely bushwhacked. It's about 10:15 now anyway. So I'll update you in the morning and let you know what's what, people. Alright, in a bit then. Adios, amigos. Morning, people. Just thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. It's about quarter past 10 in the morning. It is nothing. Nothing's happened. I'm really surprised. When I saw that carp last night down here, just here, when we having that spread of boilies, I thought I'd definitely get one, but nothing at all. And that carp hadn't picked any of my baits up because from 5 o'clock this morning, the birds have been diving on them and they've about wiped them all out now. And then that spot that I've got out there, 9 wraps out, and it's about 8 foot deep there, and then it's like 19s and everything all the way around it. The bait that I put on there, put about 5 spods on that, 6 spods on that. The birds are diving on it. In fact, the bird's just gone under now because there's all a particle down there. So, and there's a few boilies in it. It keeps digging the boilies up and it's taking them back to the nest over here. But this rod over here, off in line with this corner, that's 10 wraps out. That's in about 7-8 foot of water. I had a pick up last night on that. Picked it up, it was running with it, and then just dropped it, so I think that was an aborted take. But it's funny because the birds haven't been diving on that, so I reckon bait's been wiped out on that spot. Whereas these 2 spots here, they haven't been touched. So that carp that I've seen down here was about £20. Can't be feeding, it must just be cruising through and not feeding. Because if it was feeding, it would have dropped on them boilies, without a shadow of a doubt. I just don't think they're feeding properly yet. It's just not warm enough. I haven't had enough warm weather. We keep getting spells like now where the sun's coming out and the fog's disappearing, but it's not warming the water up enough because by the time you get to night time again, it's going cold again. And I think that's what it is. I think they're ready to spurt into feeding, but it's like with or everything. You're just starting to get the fly hatches and that. But then it seems to calm down because the weather goes cold again, so you're not getting your full fly hatches either. We need like a week and a half of warm weather, 2 weeks of warm weather, and then some decent temperatures after that, and then I think it'll start fishing better, especially with this being such a deep water as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my rods in for about another 15-20 minutes. I'm going to reel them all in, get them all wrapped up again on the sticks, check my rigs. If I need to use new rigs, I'll use new rigs, and then I'm going to take the dog for a walk, come back, rest the swim a little bit, and then I shall have a bit of lunch, and then I shall put my rods back out this afternoon. I'm going to definitely put, I'm not going to go mad with the spot, I'm going to put about another 5 or 6 spods over each area, apart from down this margin. And I'm just going to put another handful of boilers. I'm not putting any more in because the birds know that they're now, and just see if they find them or not. If they do, they do. But if they do, what I shall do is when it gets dark tonight, I shall just bang another handful out when it's dark, and just hope that they don't pick them up. And then that's all I can do. So by tomorrow, if I hadn't had anything by tomorrow, then I just don't think they're feeding. Because he's definitely been fishing my area, definitely. I just don't think they're getting their heads down and feeding, so I might be going home then tomorrow, because there's no point in me stopping another day if they ain't feeding. So but I shall wait and see what happens tomorrow. So it's just starting to clear now everywhere. Give you a look down the lake. The fog's just lifted now, or starting to lift. There's a load of summits in the bay there. Don't know what it is. Don't know if it's bubbles or feathers or what. There's a great big patch. I don't think it's bubbles, I think it's off at birds, where the birds have been cleaning themselves. I think. You can see there's loads of activity with birds, but it's mainly in the middle. That must be along that gravel bar at 15 foot. So, but I've got the same rigs on. Got two fluorocarbon rigs on, just with a D rig. I'll show you in a bit. And then the other one's on a pop-up with some end trap, multi-rig, just with a shot on it. There's no putty on it, just a shot. So that's irrelevant really, because if they ain't feeding, it don't matter what rig's on. But we'll have to wait and see. Still could be a chance if all of a sudden they turn on feeding, then I think I'll get one, but we'll see. Right, I'm going to sign off for now, finish my drink, and then get these rods sorted out. So, if the sun comes out and I walk the dog, I'll give you a bit better view of around the place as I'm walking about. If the sun comes out properly, if it don't, then I'll just not bother. Right, so I'll see you in a bit, people. Okay. Right, top of the morning to you people. It's Wednesday morning. Sky, shut up. It's Wednesday morning, it's about, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning. And still nothing. I'm still on the same, fishing the same spots. Got one down my margin. Just with a handful of boilers around it. And then the other two are on my spots what I was on before. Sky, come here. Sky. Sky. Hey. Hey. Sky. Dog will listen. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come sit down here, look. Come here. Let's sit down there. Sit down there. Sit. That's it. You're barking out all the time. Trouble is, she does bark because she barks to let me know somebody's there. Sky. There's somebody walking the dogs. You stay here. The trouble is, she barks, and sometimes she'll go race round there and start barking at the other dogs. And she's not nasty, right? But it's intimidating sometimes. But I don't want her on lead all the time. At the end of the day, I know she's not going to do any harm to the other dogs, so it doesn't matter. No different. It doesn't. Yeah, there's two people over there with a dog. That's all it is. You stay here. Good girl. Yeah, so like I was saying, I've got one still on the same spots that I was on before. I mean, I've hardly cast out at all, really, since I've been here. Now I've found my spots. I mean, I cast out yesterday, didn't I? And I've left them on the spots up until now. I mean, obviously, I could leave them, but they need checking, really. So at lunchtime, about 12:30, 1 o'clock, I shall fetch them in, change the baits on them, get them back out there and then just leave them till tomorrow. I'm going to stop tonight and then go tomorrow. I just don't think the carp are feeding yet. Like I say, I've had that carp show over there, down my margin to the right, but it didn't touch none of the baits. The birds were clearing the bait up in the morning. And yesterday, like I say, I put another 5 spods out over each area. Left the rods out there, didn't bother reeling them in, and just freshened them up with about another 5 spods. Not a lot of bait at all, just particle really, and then there's the odd boilie in it. And then and just left them at nothing. No fog this morning, and it's red hot now. It's gone absolutely red hot. I think the water's that cold. It needs like a couple of weeks of constant hot weather on the water, and then it wants another week where the temperature stays more or less the same all week, and then I think they'll start getting their heads down and feeding then. But apart from that one that I saw there, I hadn't seen anything else. I've seen no shows of anything, no carp anywhere, and I've had my eyes on the water most of the time. I just keep looking and looking and looking, and I haven't seen anything. Sky! Hey! Sky! Come down here. Come on. Being a nuisance. Don't you knock that camera over either. Good girl. Yeah, so like I say, I'm going to stop till tomorrow. I bet you're blocking the camera now, aren't you? Come on round here, look, round this side. Round here, look. Come here. You sit down here, look. Sit down there. Yeah, so I'm going to cast out and then just leave them out again. I should put a bit of spod out later on. Probably about another 4 or 5 spods over each spot, and another handful of boilies down this margin, because the birds have ate most of it. Well, they've probably wiped it all out now. But at least I've learnt the spots in this peg anyway, and I should be back again fishing in another 3 weeks. Get 3 weeks of work out of the way. I've done some work while I've been down here, some of my photography work, but yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Rig wise, sit down, Sky. Sit down. Oh. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Lose your told. That's it. And then rig wise, I said I was going to show you. I can't show you the pop-up rig because I ain't got another one made up. I've been lazy and not done one. But the fluorocarbon rig is there. It's about 6 inches. I've just got an overhand loop, double overhand loop at the top, and then obviously a slider, bit of rig tubing over that to cover it, and that goes onto a quick link, and that just kicks it out, keeps it away from the lead all the time. It's £20 IQ2 fluorocarbon. Then all I've done is I've done a knotless knot, took it round 8 times, and then brought it back through the ID rig, and I've got a baits, if I can get hold of it, a little tiny fox bait swivel on the end with a size 4 wide big point fox hook. Just love these hooks, I use them all the time. I've got plenty of meat on them, and if I need to sharpen the hooks up, there's plenty on them. And that's been in the water for days, and yeah, it's still sticky sharp. They're just brilliant hooks, can't see the point in changing them. But I've got 2 rigs out there that's identical to that, and they're both on snowmen rigs. 15mm crave boilies with a Nash 10mm garlic and liver topper. And then, like I say, my pop-up rig is it's about 7 inches sorry, of end trap, semi-stiff, fished multi-rig style, and then I've got a ring on that with my bait off of the rig. and then I've just got a little break about 2 inches down where I've got a BB shot on, a number 1 shot, sorry, but no putty on, can't see, don't need it, and that just sits lovely 2 inches off the bottom, and that's what I tend to use up to about 70 yards out. If I go any further than that, I use a stiff hinge rig or a chod rig normally, but that's about it. I don't have many rigs, I don't overcomplicate things. Sky, sure. What's the matter with you? Eh? I don't know what's up with her this morning. She's a bit bark this morning. She weren't like that yesterday. And then boiler wise, I think you've all seen my boilers before. I fish all year round. Sky, pack it in. That's enough. Pack it in. And then, like I say, my boilers, I use crave in different sizes, but I use them all year round. But what I do is with the bag, I have a bag like this, and what I do is I fill it with my crave boilers, and then also I use dynamite, squid and spice boilers, but I only start using them around about this time of the year. They've got obviously a bit of fish meal in them. What I do is I put my boilers into the bag, then I coat them with some crave liquid, a good glug of that, and then I shut the bag up like that, and I give them a good shake about to give them a good coating, and then I reopen the bag again, and then what I do then is I put a tablespoon, around about a tablespoon, I don't measure it out, I just tip it in, a green lit mussel powder, and then I put about a tablespoon in of liver powder. And then I do the bag up again, and do the same thing again, and give it a good shake, so that it coats all the boilers properly, and then I put it back inside another bag, inside a tub, rather than just putting them in the tub, because you put them in the tub they dry out too quick, and also tub's just lathered in it, so every time you put your hand in, it's a nightmare. Maybe someone walking the dog, Sky. And then what I do then, after a couple of days, the following day, take them out again, give them a good shake, and then put them back in again. Give them a good shake about, back inside the other bag, back in the tub, and I leave them till the 3rd day. Then on the 3rd day I take them out, give them a good shake about, and then I give them a coating of hemp oil, and then give them a good shake about again, and then put them away back in the tub until I use them on the 4th day normally. And if I don't use them all up when I'm on the bank, I just leave them in the bag. I take the air out of the bag when I get home, and then put them back in the freezer. And then I take them out of the freezer before I go again, and I just could repeat the same process again, but with not as much liquid and not as much of the green lit mussel powder and the liver powder. And that's how I use my boilers. But I might have to change tactics on here. I might have to use some washed out boilers, I don't know, but I do have washed out boilers anyway in my particle mix. My particle mix, which is in here, is basically, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, there's pigeon conditioner, hemp, there's a tin of sweet corn in there, I don't want to overdo it with the sweet corn, and then what I have in there then is just the odd boilie. I put a couple of handfuls in there at the most, and then that way if I need to fish with a washed out bait, I've got washed out baits in there. But I go through the normal process of preparing these, what most people do, but then what I do is I leave it for, after I've gone through the process, I soak them for 24 hours, then obviously put them in a pan, bring them to the boil them for 10-15 minutes, simmer them for about another 15-20 minutes. Then I take them out, straight back into the tub, and then I leave them to soak for 24 hours, and then I put molasses, about half a litre of molasses in there, over the top, and then I leave the particle for about another 2-3 days then. And then I use it after that when it's all started to go a bit gloopy and stuff. But I only tend to use that mainly when there's not many, there's no bream in here, I don't think, so yeah. The trouble is my battery's running down low on my charger box. I've had it now years, that charger box, about 4 years. And it's starting now to not keep its charge as much as what it used to, so I'm only really getting about 3 full days out of it, charging my phone and my batteries and my camera stuff, so I'm going to have to invest in another little charger off of Amazon, like the ones that Leon Bartrop was on about. I might get him sent a couple of them, I think they're about £18. So I've got them as well, and then I'm never going to run out then. So I'm going to cut this off now, finish my cup of tea, and what I'll do is I'll give you an update later on. But I just don't think they're feeding. But at the end of the day, it's time well spent, because at least I'm learning about the lake. So right, I'm going to chill out and finish my drink. So I'll talk to you people in a bit. Adios, amigos. Just quickly show you people, I don't know if it's going to pick it up, that's my pop-up rig, about 6 inches of end trap stiff, overhand loop, a bit of silicone to cover the loop, multi-rig, so I can change the hook whenever I want to, pop up, size 4, chard hook, fox. Then I've got about near enough 2 inches, and then I've got a split in the braid that I bunch up to the right hand side, which causes a hinge. and then I put my shot alongside it, not right up to it, just off of it, so that it's got plenty of room to hinge. And then like I say, semi-stiff, just so it kicks it out. That's the pop-up rig I'm using. So, right, switch this camera off, people. Update time, people. Well, what can I say? It's about 6:30 at night. Nothing's happened at all. Put a bit more bait out, like I said I was going to do. Got my rigs back out, and that's it. Final night. Fishing dog still wandering about, look everywhere. But it's been absolutely roasting this afternoon, and now it's chilling off. It wouldn't surprise me if it don't rain. But while I've been here, I've seen a geezer on here who's turned up, baiting up, and he's been baiting up for like 2 hours. He's got it stitched up. I've been watching him. He's got a canoe. He's got spots. He's got spots going absolutely everywhere. I mean, I'm not going to say where the spots are because it's not fair on him. It's good angling if you ask me. But he's got it stitched up. He has. He's got spots going all around in different areas, and then it looks like he's sussed out where the patrol route is, and he's got bait going in all the way along there, and then he's got spots that are out in open water as well, but they're out of the way where nobody else can cast to him by the looks of it. So he ain't daft. He's probably been baiting through the winter with particle, and then he started introducing boilies into the mix now, and pellet. It wouldn't surprise me. And done away with the particle. So you're going to struggle competing against that, you know. So there you go. If I weren't here, I wouldn't have known that though, would I? So is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It's a good thing, really, because at least I know now the areas where he's baiting and the spots he's baiting. You can't really compete against that. So right, I'm going to switch this off for now because I'm running a bit low on battery life and I haven't got much left in my charger box. So I'll give you a bit of an update later on, and then like I said, I'll be going tomorrow, people. So but I've enjoyed it. It's been absolutely brilliant. It has. Just getting out again on the bank, it makes me realise how much I've missed it. I really have. I've never spent so long away from fishing, to be honest with you, in absolutely years. But anyway, waffling again. I shall catch up with you in a bit, people. Okay. Right, people, I'm now in a 4 packed up. Just got the bivvy to take down, some rubbish bags to get rid of. So nothing else happened. So that's it. So hopefully, at least I'm back on the bank and I've finally done another video. But don't forget to like, everybody. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, please, because I do appreciate it. And that's it. I shall see you in 3 weeks, I think. Right. Tight lines, everybody, and happy angling.